What's up, guys? Today's gonna be my first video, and today we're gonna go over my top 5 tips for starting a business. So for reference, guys, I'm 19 years old and I opened my LLC, my first LLC, in June of this year, being 2024, and I've come a long way. I went from, in the summer, I first started out doing retail arbitrage with Amazon, and then I moved from doing a marketing agency, and now I've transitioned to doing TikTok Shop full time. In the summer, when I first started, I was working a regular job. I was a lifeguard at a water park named Schlitterbahn. I don't know if you're from Texas, you probably know what that is. But guys, I was making no type of income through the business. Guys, with the business, you got to understand you're going to have to put a lot of money, time, and effort into it before you start cash flowing. I learned that with the retail arbitrage business model, just based off of the fact that I had to put forth a lot of capital just to see any type of return on investment. So initially, starting with retail arbitrage, which is Amazon FBA, it just was really capital intensive, and I was really looking into business credit cards and loans and different forms of lines of credit. And I seen that I just didn't have the funds without having to ask people for money to get that done. So what I did is I moved out of that completely. All right, so moving forward, my first tip is going to be do your research. Do your research on what business you want to go into. And before you form your LLC, I suggest you take a course. Take a course just to learn the ins and outs so you don't mess anything up. There's a lot of things that these sites try to scam you out of, trying to get you to spend money on services that are free that you could do yourself. After forming my first LLC, that costed me around $750. And I just recently helped my older brother form his, and it only cost him around $350. So guys, I just want you to make sure you take your time to research what it is you need to do so you don't end up embarrassing yourself like me. One time I went to the bank, guys, and they denied me of getting a business account, all that, because I didn't have the proper documentation. You need the proper documents. My mom told me before I started to get the proper documents, and I said, what do you know, pretty much, and just did everything on my own, and it ended up costing me money and time and resources, and I don't want that to happen to y'all. My number two tip when it comes to getting into business is get ready to do a lot of stuff on your own. Guys, not everyone is going to have the same vision as you when it comes to being an entrepreneur and things of that nature. Guys, I'm a college student. I started having thoughts like this my freshman year around October because I didn't think that it made sense for me to get the degree that I was on path to get and get paid peanuts. I had a teacher, guys. I'll tell you a story about this teacher. Because I was a kinesiology major. I was doing sports in high school, and I told myself I always wanted to be around athletics my whole life. But guys, no. I was just doing sports because everyone did sports. That's how you got women, shit like that. Guys, like I don't care that much, but I do love sports. I'm not gonna lie, but it's not something I wanted to do and be around the rest of my life. You know, I have my own life and I pick my own path. So guys, I had a teacher. On the first day of class, she said, I didn't think I was going to be doing this my whole life after 30 years from going to college. And I was like, why would I take her class then? What purpose does it serve to be taking your class if this is how you feel about your career 30 years later? So I dropped the class, immediately changed my major, and here we are in marketing. All right, guys. So after that, with this whole no one will see your vision point that I'm trying to make, guys, my parents, they didn't believe, guys. Nobody I knew believed really, besides a few friends. And I'll say that your circle of friends, if they believe in you, that'll really help you go further. And especially if you know somebody your age or you know anybody that can mentor you, that can really, really accelerate the process and keep you on the right path because you can see what can be done. So guys, as I was moving throughout what I was doing, I started first on TikTok. Guys, I was clipping streamers. One of the more famous streamers now, his name's T-Banks. I was clipping him initially. I remember when I first DM'd him before he blew up, I was asking, can I clip you? That was crazy. So I started clipping him. I got up to around 5,000 followers and I got on TikTok Shop. I had a friend at the time who was going crazy on TikTok Shop with this one company that he just knew because his uncle was the owner. And guys, he was making crazy money. So I was like, wow, if he's doing this, and he literally dropped out of high school and got his GED and started doing that. And I was like, bro, why would I even, why, what's the point? So when I seen him doing that, I told myself, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do exactly that, because if he can do it, why can't I? And not many people can understand that kind of philosophy. A lot of people will try to tell you that you're not like someone, or you're different, or you can't do it just because they can't. And guys, I'm not going to lie. This took me a long time to get to that point. But yeah, no one will really understand what you do besides you. So when you make the choice to get into business, especially at a young age, please, guys, roll with the punches. People are going to talk. People aren't going to believe in you. But it's all about, all that matters is what you do and what you believe. And trust me, you will reach your goal eventually. Time for the third step, the third tip. My third tip when it comes to starting business is managing money. Guys, you need to manage your money exponentially well. You need to manage money like you've never managed it before, like better than better than a CPA almost, guys, cuz money comes and goes. I'll tell you about this story. My first ever time making significant money, I made like 25, no, it was like over 3,000, but I had to pay obviously around 900 to get the work done. So I made 2,500 in a week. And I was like, wow, this is insane. I couldn't believe how much money I made in 10 days of starting business. And my business literally started, I think, 2 months prior. And I was like, wow, this is insane. And guys, that was my first big break. And I thought, wow, if we're doing this week, we can do this every week. And that's not what happened. After that week, business was slow for probably 2 more months. I didn't make any money via my business for a while, and I ended up wasting a lot of that money. I was thinking about stupid things like designer clothes, designer shoes, shit like that. That's the first thing that came to my mind when I first made my money. I said, bro, I got to get that new Louis bag. I'm finna get that side bag, that Prada. And guys, that money's gone. And I had a lot of money saved up because I was working a full-time job pretty much in the summer as a lifeguard. So I stacked that all up together and didn't do anything with it, nothing productive. So guys, download QuickBooks. That'll be good to get you started. It'll help you with managing your books come tax time, things of that nature. Just manage your money. You need to set aside a budget. And guys, something no one ever told me when first getting into business, I learned this through accounting class in college. You need to have multiple accounts set up. You need to have multiple accounts for multiple different things for your business. You need to have one account that all the money flows into. You need to have another account for all your business needs. In my case, my business is e-com, so I need to have an account for subscriptions. I need to have an account for TikTok shop accounts that I have to pay for. I need to have an account for miscellaneous expenses, things of that nature. You need to section out these accounts so you know where the money is going. You need to keep track of your money. For tip number 4, this tip is pretty important. And I just think that when it comes to this whole business thing, guys, you need to be able to have people you look up to that do the same thing as you. If you can find a mentor, guys, that will change your life. I promise you. You need to invest in education and invest in opening your network and building a better circle. Guys, people will push you the furthest, and I'm telling you, you will not make it as far without help from others than you will by yourself. By myself, it took me a year plus to get to the point where I'm at right now. And honestly, the last few months, I was getting a lot more help than I was in the beginning. In the beginning, I was like a headless chicken, and now I'm doing pretty okay. I'm doing well. And it's honestly insane. But in my opinion, at this point, it's not as crazy as you would think. Because guys, I'm making money, but I know the work's not done. I know the work's not finished. I already learned from my mistakes, and that's something you guys need to do as well. When it came to building a network, that's one of the first things I wanted to do whenever I got my big break, you could say. I knew the network was going to be the most important thing because there's people that know more than me that I can learn from. Those people are more valuable than any type of money, any type of resource you can get. They are your biggest resource. When it comes to business, guys, you need to focus on trying to meet more people that do the same thing as you. Those people will end up as your best friends, guys. I'm telling you. And I'm not saying abandon your friends from your hometown or your high school, anything like that. I'm saying you need to make new friends. You need to be acquainted with people doing the same thing as you because, guys, more is better than less. Simple. Time for the fifth tip. You need to learn how to fail fast while also learning fast. Guys, I started so many different models. I tried dropshipping, I tried TikTok Shop creativity program, and I also tried TikTok Shop initially, and it didn't work out. Guys, even if you fail, do not quit. I wish I would have kept going when the first time I failed. Guys, I failed so many times off rip. I remember my first time in college after I really got banned on TikTok. Bro, I was depressed. I was in my bed for, I think, 2 weeks. I was like, bro, fuck this. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. But look at me now. I was able to keep going, and I was able to keep, like, guys, progress is not linear. It's going to be like, but when you go up, guys, when it's your turn, ain't no going back. I'm telling you. Whenever you start doing this for real, you start to see it in yourself. You start to tell yourself things like, I do this. Guys, when I got to that point, I knew there's no going back, guys. I dead ass started doing this for real. I started making content and making money off of it. When I showed my mom my first check, she laughed, bro. It was like $30. Now I'm showing her $300 by 12 p.m. She's still at work. I made more than her for the whole day. That's crazy. I'm making more than her. And she at work all day. But guys, you need to learn how to fail, and guys, fall in love with the process. The process is what's going to keep you going, and honestly, the process was what kept me going. I'm at this point where I live on my own. I started off in a college dorm, and guys, now I'm just doing me. I'm so focused on me, and I'm so locked in that I won't let anything knock me off my path. Not this time, because it's all on me. If my life doesn't work out the way I wanted it to, it's on me. And you got to take responsibility. When you fail, it's your fault. Look at what you did and fix it, guys. When I fucked up my money that first time, guys, that's me. And I seen that. And I know now I need to fix it. I need to budget better. I need to be better with money. I was warned. Guys, heed the warnings. A fool learns from his own mistakes, and a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. Anyways, guys, that's my 5 tips. Thank y'all for tuning in. Got plenty more bangers like this one coming out. So just stay tuned.